Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top getting knocked down. They're getting knocked right down. I'm Dylan Hildreth. This is the Dylan Hildreth Show. Thank you for watching. And make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, or else I'm going to have to sing again. Ain't nobody want that. Yes, and I did mean what I sang. I think this is the weekend that Tennessee falls. This is a trap and a half game. Have Kentucky, who has nothing left to lose, can put their statement out to anybody and everybody that'll listen. We are a good team, and we have nothing left to lose. That game got Tennessee week out of the biggest game Tennessee's had in 20 years outside of Alabama. I mean, this is absolutely ripe for a letdown. Tennessee hasn't been here, as I said, in 15 years. Sitting at 7-0, the number 3 team in the country. Pressure's building, and they're going to crack. They're looking at Georgia. Well, Kentucky's coming in with a low blow of Will Levis. And I think Will Levis has a monster game. Now, the other couple of games, obviously there's Florida, Georgia. Georgia, I'm not as concerned about looking ahead because Kirby Smart has an undying hate for Florida that cannot be matched by anybody else. And so I'm not real concerned with this game. I think Georgia, 22.5 point spread is right. Somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe they cover, maybe they don't. It just all depends on how good Stetson Bennett wants to play. That's really what it comes down to. Maybe Anthony Richardson has an out-of-body experience and just goes off. Who knows? Now, the other game I wanted to highlight and kind of have people kind of hold the horses here. Hold them horses. Is the Oregon-Cal game. It is in Berkeley. And Oregon doesn't usually do too well against Cal in general, let alone in Berkeley. I believe the last time they were there, or the time before, they lost. So, this game, it's Oregon, 17-point favorite. I think Cal covers. He may or may not just outright pull off the upset. Good chance of it. Now, there was another game that had caught my eye. There it is. Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Ole Miss is a 1.5 point favorite. How in the world is it that close? Ole Miss have a good coach. They have a good quarterback. They are well put together. Then there's Texas A&M. They're bad. They are just downright awful. Yes, I know they just got. I know Ole Miss just got shellacked by LSU. A&M's not LSU. LSU is slowly coming back together. Had a few bumps in the road. LSU is well put together, and so is Ole Miss. And I think Ole Miss was just a victim of a very angry LSU. And I think I'm still trying to figure out how in the world Ole Miss is only 1.5 point favorite. I see Ole Miss winning this game by 2 scores. Then the 2 games that I want to highlight, because I will be live streaming those 2 games. Well, I'll be watching it, be doing watch alongs with them, which I'll post on the end. Is Ohio State, Penn State, and then Michigan, Michigan State. Both these games are very, very. Penn State, they got some sauce. They got. They're angry. They're coming in full of piss and vinegar, and they're looking to prove something. And top of that, this is a do or die for Penn State as far as having a shot at the Big Ten title. It is do or die, must win, and when you put a team like that in that kind of corner, bad things tend to happen. Ohio State, they have struggled to run the ball. And just last week with Iowa. And yeah, it was 54-10 blowout. But when you look at the numbers, they had 66 yards rushing that entire. That is not something to have as the Ohio State University, Trayvon Henderson, Ryan Williams. And that was at home, where you had the luxury of being able to throw it around the ballpark and being able to communicate. Penn State faithful is not going to allow Ohio State to communicate on the road. And I see this game coming down to the wire. This is going to be one of those where Ohio State comes out of this game feeling like they lost, even though they may have won the game. But it's going to be an uneasy feeling for the Buckeyes coming out of this game, knowing how much the arch rivals put up. And then the other one, Michigan State at Michigan. This game, I'm leaning towards this is more than likely going to be a blowout. But there's something always weird about this game. See it time and time and time again. Just the weirdest things. Off punt. Michigan State coming in, just knocking Michigan back. 1 year it was Michigan, all the sacks that Michigan State was able to deliver, had minus 48 yards. And just last year, Kenneth Walker, he put it to Michigan. Everything, including the kitchen sink, is going to be thrown at Michigan. This is it for Michigan State. This is their Super Bowl. This is their champion. Only thing that matters, life of Sparty, is taking down Michigan. That is why you see weird things happen in this game, and I think this year's no different. It's going to be similar to Ohio State and Penn State. Michigan, they're going to make it out, but it's not going to feel like a win. It's going to feel like they survived. Or on the other hand, look at the fact that Michigan and Michigan State they run a similar style of offense, except Michigan is better at every point of the game. And Michigan does what they have been doing all year and blowing people out of the water, except for Maryland. But, as I said, I think this one's going to be a nail biter as well. 1.5 is way too high, especially in a game where you see weird, odd things happen.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, wild things happen in the game, and I don't think that this year is going to be any different. They are under the lights, and I would not trust a 23-point gap form this game, simply because there is craziness that always happens. It's under the lights. This is Michigan State's biggest game, and I mean, it's so wild. And I remember watching that game, and I was providing text updates to one of my buddies, and because he had to be at a wedding or something. But they were kind of watching on the ESPN app, and I texted him saying, "Yeah, Michigan's got it. All they got to do is put it away, and it's over." And I sat there in shock for so long about what in the world just happened. My buddy called me. He's like, "What happened? You're watching the ESPN app, and all of a sudden Michigan State won?" Like, you wouldn't believe what just happened. My goodness. I actually remember in that game, I believe Joe Carriage was a fullback and linebacker, Michigan. He got thrown out of that game for targeting, and he didn't actually. I don't remember if he actually made contact, but he got thrown into a state player, and they called it targeting, and he got thrown out. Did not willingly make the contact. But yeah, it's a wild game. That's how Mel Tucker got $95 million to coach the Sparty. And I wouldn't trust any kind of spread in a Michigan State game, one way or the other. The psychological hurdle that needs to be jumped in Michigan to really put the throttle down, I think it's too much. I think this game's going to come down to the wire. So, I am going live for both Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan State. Now, Penn State, Ohio State, I will be going live at 11:45. I'll watch the last 15 minutes of ESPN's College Game Day and watch the Corso headgear with y'all. Then we move on to Ohio State, Penn State. Once that game's over, take a break, watch Georgia, Florida, then come back live for Michigan State. I will be going live at 7:15 since the game starts at 7:30. So, Ohio State, Penn State, I go live 11:45. Michigan State, 7:15. Links will be at the end of this video. They are probably up right now, like here. And so click on it, hit the notify me, and we will have one hell of a day tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow right here for some awesome football.